I want you to think about what it would be like if millennials and Gen Z were in charge. We've had to grow up in an America that is chaotic and angry and threatening. Not to be a super bummer, but since the millennials and Gen Z were born, our government has been unable or unwilling to fix the problems that are facing us, and a lot of them are only getting worse. The thing about the newer generations is that we care more. And in that care, we have the capacity to do better. We care about reproductive rights because our generations are the ones that are in our birthing years. This affects us the most. We care about climate change because we were kids in the 90s and early 2000s when household recycling really took off, and we felt like we had a hand in making things better. We also know that we're the ones that are going to have to live with the consequences of a rise in climate. And we care about common sense gun reform because it is us, or people who look like us, folks our age, that are the victims of gun violence in schools. We care about healthcare because many of us can't get it, where older folks can expect to be able to participate in Medicare for the rest of their lives. And we care about the mental health crisis because too many of us have buried a friend or a sibling who simply couldn't see past the despair. But that doesn't matter much to older generations, aka the people in power, because they're the ones who register to vote, so their outdated priorities are the ones that take precedence. The problems that we are facing are urgent, and we are wasting time. The government agenda is set by older people who refuse to see us. The average age of the Senate is 64. The average age of the two presidential candidates is 79. So let's be real. I hear you when you say, but I don't see myself reflected in the people running for office. There's no one up there that looks like me, that's my age, that I feel like understands me. And it can be easy to check out or fall into becoming too partisan or argumentative online and then just bumming yourself out before you get the opportunity to actually head to the ballot box. What if we combined the efforts of millennials and Gen Z together to have a more broad impact? And I know it could happen because we are already deeply involved. We are already on a trajectory to be the biggest voting bloc. I'm going to give you 2 examples of how we have already done this and why I know we can do more. In 2022, young people showed up to put Janet Protasiewicz on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. She was pro-choice, and getting her into that seat flipped the court from conservative to liberal. Another example is when some teenagers in Montana sued the state of Montana, saying that Montana had infringed upon their state constitutional right to a clean environment. And they won. So how do we fix all this? We start now. We use our voice. We register to vote. You have the opportunity to vote for people who look like you, who are your age, who grew up in the same circumstances that you have, and who understand the problems that are facing a new generation. And those people will work on things like gun rights and reproductive health and all the stuff that young people care about. Down ballot, you have a lot more power to pick somebody who is even more in line with your values. You're going to be voting for congresspeople, senators, governors, mayors, school boards, and sheriffs. Also, your state Supreme Court justices, which can make a big difference in shielding you from federal policy if things don't go the way you want them to. At times, we can feel powerless. That is the goal of the oppressor. We will not submit. We have power, we just aren't using enough of it yet. And what's good about that is we only have the potential to grow. And I want to make it easy on you. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to go to the link in my bio where you will find a pathway to HeadCount. HeadCount is an organization that will help you get registered to vote. And like all things in the world on the internet, registering to vote should not be complicated or sketchy, but there are a lot of bad actors out there that are going to try to direct you to something that makes you think you registered to vote that maybe isn't that trustworthy. You can trust the HeadCount link. Please join the power of Z. First by registering to vote, then by actually getting to the ballot box and casting that ballot, and then enjoy knowing that your vote and your voice has helped make America a better, more fair place for more people. It's your turn. It's our turn. We can do this together, but we have to start now.